Hey guys, welcome back. So remember today this video is just about recapping what we did this week in class. Okay, we started off a new game, the ball run. We added spheres, we added prefabs, we added a cube, we resized it, we colored it. Okay, we added the material, and this is just a recap, just in case you did miss something during class or miss small detail. Here is this video so you guys could recap from what we worked on this week. Let's begin. Okay, so start off by opening up your Unity Hub, and then let's go to New. This is going to be a 3D game. Select 3D, then we put the project name. Remember, it's going to be Ball Run. Okay. After that, we make sure the location is saved correctly where you want it to be in the Unity, and then create. Remember, once you create, it could take a few minutes for Unity to load up, for Unity to start putting every single part of Unity in your project. Okay, so do not be desperate for it to start up. Like you see right now, Unity is busy, is actually uploading all the templates, actually uploading a lot of things as it will. I will put this on pause, and now that it's open, we're back. Okay, it took me about 2 minutes so to open up Unity, so let's begin. Okay, so first things first, actually make sure you have your main camera in your daylight, and we're gonna change the name of the scene. The name of the scene, we go to Asset Scenes, and then we click on the scene sample. We right click, rename, and then we're gonna name it Main Scene. Okay, once we click Enter on Main Scene, it's gonna tell you to, are you sure? Click on Reload, and now at the top you should see the main scene with the main camera with the direct light. Okay, from there in the hierarchy, right click, create, right click 3D object, create a cube. Okay, so this is our cube. Remember, in the cube, we're gonna change the scale in the aspect. So we're gonna go 5x, 1y, and 5z. Okay, that's gonna put our cube actually flat. It's gonna make it look a little 3D. You can move it up, you can move it down with your y-axis. Remember, use your hotkeys, your WER, use your hotkeys. From there, let's create the sphere. 3D object, go to sphere, and it's actually down at 0, 0. Let's pull it up above the cube. Okay, you can see the shadow, it's already above. Right now, if we were to press play, there is no gravity, so it's like we're in space, nothing's gonna happen. In the sphere, we do have to add the gravity. To add the gravity, you're gonna have to go to add the inspector, and then add a component in the rich body, not the 2D, the regular one. Rich body, once you add that, make sure the mass is 1 and the gravity is checked. To make sure it did work, press play, and the sphere should fall. The sphere did fall. Okay, but let's make sure the gravity is working fully. Let's go to the cube, and let's change the rotating to the X and rotating to a 4. Okay, so once I change the 4, that leans the cube a little. So that means once the sphere hits that, the ball should roll off. That means the gravity is set perfectly. Okay, the ball is falling off. Great. Okay, now we just go back to our cube, to the inspector, and change that 4 back to 0, so we can have it leveled with. Okay, from here we're gonna have to start setting up everything. Okay, let's set up the main path. So we're gonna go with the scale 4, and then let's change it to 15, make it look long. The ball, let's put it at the end of the sphere. Okay, right now I'm putting it at this end to make sure it's at the end, but if I go to game camera, I want to see what end is it in. But yes, you see my game camera is a little off, so let's fix our game camera. Click on the game camera in the right corner. You see where the game camera is. Remember, use your hotkeys, the Alt with the right click to move the camera, Alt, left click to zoom in and out, or the ball. Okay, and then use your WER to move the camera up or down, or rotate it, or make it large or small as well. So right now what I'm doing my W, and then I'm moving it up with the keys, and then I use my E to rotate it, to decline it more, so I could see the ball and the cube. So now as we did see, the ball was at the other end, so I use my Alt, right click, and move the ball to this end. Okay, now I'm gonna move it a little higher to make sure. I'm gonna check my game view, everything looks good here. Remember, I'm using my hotkeys. Use your hotkeys, it's way faster, it's way better. Okay, and the game view, the ball's a little higher, so that's no problem. So either we could do two options: move the camera either higher so we could see the ball, or move the ball. See, as we see, the camera light is actually, the camera view, it's not nowhere near. Or what we could do is move the ball down into the view. Okay, so we have both. As we see, if I click on main camera, now my main camera at the bottom, I use that and it looks good. Now let's work on the light. It's going to be up to you. Remember what I told you. It's going to be up to you if you want it daylight, night, sunset, full. It's going to be up to you. Remember here, use also use your hotkeys. Okay, once you use your hotkeys, you could see the daylight. If I move the sun up, it'll give me some sunset. If I move the sun down, it could give me night. It's just going to be up to you. Mess around with the daylight and like that, put it as you please. So right now I'm trying to put it where the shadow would be at the back of my ball, not in the front of the ball. So I'm going to move it. I'm going to start to move it. I clicked the wrong one. I should have clicked the yellow one. So here we go. Now I'm going to rotate it. So now I'm putting the sun that's actually correctly like right above us. And as you can see, the shadow has moved to the ball. The shadow of the ball was on the left hand side. Now it moved to the right hand side. I feel more comfortable like that. So it'll be up to you. Okay, once we got all this in, let's start moving, let's start setting everything up. Okay, remember, once you're comfortable and you have everything in, the ball, it's nice. Remember, the ball, we didn't change the scale, the cube. And then if you do get lost, remember, click like on the cube and press an F button. The F button will focus on that one item. And then use your hotkeys like Alt, right click, left click to move the camera so you can have it set up. From here, we're going to start setting up the material. We're going to go to Assets, and in Assets, we're going to right-click, create a new folder. This folder, we're going to name it Material, okay? So we're going to name it Material. So we're going to have now a folder of scenes, and we're going to have a folder of material, okay? So right now, I'm going to spell material, and so material, I think I totally misspelled it. Yes, so right now, I'll just go back. Just in case this happens, okay, you could always go back and respell it. So let's say you spell something wrong, you could always go back. You could just click on it, right click. Okay, I went into material. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go back. You could always just click on it once and then right click and then rename. Okay, once you rename, you could just erase it and then start respelling it all over again, material. Okay, once you spell it in there, just go in the folder. Now we're going to start adding material. We create exactly down where it says material. We click on it. And then all you're going to see is a ball. This is new material. Just rename it to the color you want. Like I'm going to go blue. And then from there, to add blue, I go to Albedo on my inspector. From there, I click on the white. And this graph of colors is going to come out. Well, not graph. The circle of colors is going to come out. Now select blue. Now let's say I want a purple one. Okay. I create a new folder, material. And then just name it purple. Okay. And then I go over to Albedo and look for purple. Okay, remember, you could add whatever colors you want. They don't need to be the ones I have. Add whatever colors you want. So we're going to be coloring your sphere and your cube. Okay, so in class, I did ask you to have 10 materials from 10 different colors. So right now, I'm only going to do 3. So I'm going purple, blue, and yellow. Okay, so remember, it could be whatever yellow you want, however you want, or whatever material you want. Okay. From there, to paint the actually cube, you just click and drag the material into whichever part you want to paint. As you can see, I painted blue and purple. Okay, from there, we're going to add a prefabs. We go to Assets again, next to the folder of scenes and material. Let's right click, create new folder, and let's put prefabs. Okay, this prefabs is just copying what you have already, so you won't have to recreate it and recreate it and recreate it. So all we're going to do is copy what we have, like the cube. I'm naming it cube long, and I'm putting it down in the prefab, so it just copied the way it is. So this means I could reuse it and reuse it and reuse it, and I don't have to be creating it over and over and over again. Okay, so in class, I did put that you guys I wanted 2 more of the cubes. Okay, so I am going to add those 2 more of the cubes, and I will add a gap. I also ask you to put them in the gap. If you add it and you don't see it's in the same location, so remember, press your R button so you can move it more to the left or more to the right. It's up to you. I would go left because you already have the ball in the corner, and add another one. So how to add it? We just click and drag into the hierarchy. Remember, leave the same space. Also, once you're done with all that, don't forget to save. Okay, remember, in top of personal, there's a little star. Make sure you save. Click on the program, Control S, and the star should disappear once you save. So remember, guys, this is just a recap video where you did this. If you haven't done it, try to catch up with us. Here is this video. Okay, if you have done it, if you want to go over it, just go over it so you could see if you missed a step. Everything we did in the past 3 days, I put it in just this one video. Besides that, if you have any questions, let me know. Send me a message. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye, guys.